Well, there's so much potential in India, and our luxury experiences are really second to none. But if our powers to be can just get a few details right and make it a pleasant experience for the visitors, India can be one of the top tourist destinations in the world. Hi guys, welcome to another episode where I talk about my travel experiences from around the world and also give you my honest feedback as well as offer tips and tricks that may help you plan your trip better. Well, this one's close to my heart as I've shot this in my own backyard. It's in India. Actually shot it in Uttarakhand, and I have a whole episode called the Ganges Experience on YouTube, so I'd encourage you to check that out as well. So this experience is at the Glass House on the Ganges by Neem Rana, and I wouldn't quite call it uber luxury, but nevertheless it was a very, very comfortable stay. And I believe in the last 2 or 3 years, since my last visit, they've also added an infinity pool, so that's always a plus. So what Neem Rana does is they take over these heritage properties, be it a summer home, a fort, a palace, a bungalow, and they remodel it and they refurbish it and they convert it into hotels. So Glass House on the Ganges is also, it used to be the home of the Maharaja of Tehri Garhwal. That's the region it's located in. First things first, I was really impressed by the size of the rooms, nice and spacious and airy. Kind of reminded me of my childhood when I would visit my relatives in Delhi. So this was a wonderful feeling. They also have a lovely spa, the Amrit Kashi Spa, and it's set amidst nature. There's plenty of greenery around, and it also has the best view of the river, hence Glass House on the Ganges. They also have a Ganga Aarti in the evening for the residents, where you can go and take a dip as well. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is the water clean? And I can assure you that this region through which the river flows, it's absolutely clean. The river flows all the way down south, all the way to Bangladesh, and there are parts down south where you wouldn't want to dip your toe in, but here it's absolutely pure. And they have a nice vegetable garden as well, where the chef can pluck the freshest vegetables and toss up a nice meal. There are a bunch of experiences that the hotel can sort out for you, but I want to talk about one particular experience. An early morning trek up the hill to the village of one of the employees. And this was absolutely fantastic. I'm from India, and this was such a culturally enriching experience for me as well. And I really hope the employees get some benefit out of this as well. So we took off for Devinder's village early in the morning at about 6 a.m. Nice, crisp, cool breeze. And this was really cool because I got to know him on a personal level. What really gets me going is trying to understand their psyche, how they think, what their aspirations are, and this is fascinating, and I try to do this in every country that I visit. But the first thing that stood out for me was how fit Devinder was. This guy could walk up and down the hill several times without breaking a sweat, and here I was huffing and puffing. And that just, I just had this moment where I was like, these guys are so much, better off, these village folks, compared to us city folks where we lead such, a sedentary lifestyle. Secondly, you can live in the most expensive city in the world, but nothing beats this view. A hilltop view of this gorgeous river. And this made me wonder, especially in these COVID times, when I look back, that what are we even doing in the city? The quality of life in the countryside is so much healthier and better. So yeah, it was great meeting Devinder and his family, and it gave me lots of things to ponder over.
Namaste.
Another fun outdoorsy experience here is river rafting. I'm a sucker for adventure, and the rapids here are second to none. Some of them even have funny names like Three Blind Mice, and this was a fantastic experience as well. If I really had to nitpick, I'd say that the spot where you start rafting, just getting to that spot was a bit hard, because I remember we had to walk down this steep slope and we were given sticks, and that wasn't a very pleasant experience. It should have just been a flight of stairs. So I don't think this is the fault of the property, but if there's some way they can influence this, they absolutely should. Another beautiful experience that the hotel can organize for you is a trip to Parmarth, Niketan, which is about an hour away. And the Ganga Aarti here, the sunset Aarti here is absolutely beautiful. And I had the best seat in the house thanks to Sadhvi Bhagwati, who came here from California 25 years ago, fell in love with the place and just didn't leave. And while the sunset Aarti is beautiful, really spiritual experience, the process of getting there is a little underwhelming. You have to cross the suspension bridge, which is fine, but there are these million people, and there's animals and cows and bikes and honking, and that just didn't do it for me. I know I'm probably sounding a little bit too elitist, and I know this is typical of India, but that didn't quite work for me, although the Aarti was beautiful. And I know that perhaps Westerners find this exotic, but I just think, I don't know what the solution is, but perhaps we can do better here. Now this one is really cool. You can go to Vashisht Cave, which is just about 5 minutes from the property, and you can meditate at the same spot where the sages used to meditate hundreds and perhaps even thousands of years ago. So if you want to do your yoga or just spend some quiet time by yourself, this is a fantastic experience. There's also the Maharishi Yogi Ashram, also known as the Beatles Ashram, and this is where the band spent a lot of time during the summer in the 60s. And it kind of wears a deserted look right now. Maybe that's part of the charm, but here's an opportunity for the government, the tourism department at Uttarakhand, to make loads of money, and this can become a real nice tourist spot. So yes, in 3 days I had a bit of adventure, a nice trek, a couple of spiritual experiences, and loads of relaxation. A nice 3-day weekend getaway. Parting thoughts: there's so much potential in India, and our luxury experiences are really second to none. But if our powers to be can get a few details right and make it a pleasant experience for the visitors, India can be one of the top tourist destinations in the world.